What's up, guys? James Carter TV here to release my first NBA mock draft. That is right, NBA mock draft 1.0. It can be found in its entirety in the description box below. And let me tell you, this was a very interesting mock draft to make because just to be honest with you guys, I'm 100% honest, I really don't know many players after about pick 20, so I really had to do some good research finding out who the hell these players are, trying to fit them in places. So yeah, the very interesting thing about this draft is, man, there's a bunch of centers and power forwards that you just have a hard time placing because they have to go somewhere and they're of value. So you just have to put them somewhere. I'm sure teams wish that there were more point guards or shooting guards available like in the later parts of this draft, but you have a bunch of centers from different countries like Ante Zizic, Zhou Chi. You have Damian Jones, Ivica Zubac, Thon Maker, Steven Zimmerman, all in the bottom 20, and you have to appropriate them somewhere. So I had a little bit of difficulty with that. You have in the middle of this first round, early to middle part, pretty much 9 to 13. I have almost 4 straight power forwards. I have 4 out of 5 picks there in that range are power forwards. You have Jakob, Poeltl, I think that's how you pronounce it. I need to look that up to be honest. Skal, Labissiere, Domantas, Sabonis, and Deyonta Davis, all going within that range, and Henry Ellenson. So 5 out of the 6 actually go within these picks. In the 6 picks, 5 power forwards within a 6-pick range, appropriating them, even though some teams like the Kings, you question where they would love for a shooting guard to be available here. They've taken Ben McLemore and he's been fine, but they also took Nick Stauskas and he's not even there anymore. They've been trying to find a shooting guard to come in and be a difference maker for years. They haven't found one. They would love for a shooting guard to be available here, but at this point, Buddy Hield was gone. Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, who can play shooting guard. Denzel Valentine would be a reach, so you have to take a power forward. So just keep in mind, you have to think about value. You can't just say, we need this, we have to take this, we take this, that's it. So with that said, let's talk about the top of this draft real quick. I talked about yesterday how Ben Simmons was probably going to be the number 1 pick, and I'm sticking to this. And today, you're hearing more and more reports saying that the 76ers are leaning towards taking Ben Simmons. Even if the Lakers would have gotten the first pick, they would take Ben Simmons. Now, I started today doing my background research, watching film and tape, and man, more and more, I'm considering putting Brandon Ingram number 1 on my big board. Now, I still have to do a lot more to go, nothing definitive yet, and you can expect within the week for Brandon Ingram and Ben Simmons scouting reports to be uploaded to this channel, and in those, I will disclose who I believe is the better prospect between the two. But I do believe that the 76ers believe that Ben Simmons is the best player. And the big thing, though, to watch here, though, will Ben Simmons force his way to the Los Angeles Lakers? There's a very big possibility. I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is because the media has been trying to portray Ben Simmons as a dick, as an asshole, as a prick lately. This just isn't the case. This is a guy that went to LSU. Went to Louisiana State University, a team that hasn't done anything in college basketball since Shaquille O'Neal stepped foot on their pavement. They haven't done anything. He went there only because his father, actually, man, I think it's his godfather or whatever is the coach there for LSU, and that was it. I mean, that was literally it. And that's something that you do, not out of your own interest, but out of the interest for people that you care about, a decision that he really shouldn't have made. If Ben Simmons was all about glitz, glamour, money, fame, blah, 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 he would have went to Duke, Kentucky. He would have competed for a championship if he really wanted to. He would have gone there. He would have done that. I don't think he really cares about that. And I hear now that Brett Brown also has some relations to this Simmons family. So I think Ben Simmons is going to have a problem going to Philly. I think he'll go to Philly. He'll be just fine. The Lakers will take Brandon Ingram. If I'm the Lakers, again, I'm taking this pick. I'm keeping this pick. I know everyone's talking about today, trade the pick. First of all, I say for who. Second of all, I say no. I think it's so valuable. If Laker fans, if Mitch Kupchak, Laker owners, and everyone would just be so patient. Because I'm telling you right now, if you have, just leave it and just go sign Al Horford or Hassan Whiteside. If you have D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, and let's say Al Horford, I'm telling you, 4 years down the road, this team will be so good, you won't even be able to believe it. I mean, this is what OKC did. They drafted Kevin Durant. They drafted Russell Westbrook. And they drafted Serge Ibaka. And they sat and they waited and they waited. But then they developed. And man, this team is challenging Golden State right now. It requires patience. But Julius Randle's a guy that put up 11 and 10 in his rookie season. That tells me in the future he can average 16 and 12. D'Angelo Russell put up 13 in his rookie season. That tells me in the future he can average 19. I think Brandon Ingram can average 21. I think Jordan Clarkson, who averaged 15 with Kobe, can average 18 without him. So you have an 18-point Jordan Clarkson, a 21-point Brandon Ingram, a 19-point D'Angelo Russell, and a 16-point Julius Randle. You add in a Hassan Whiteside or an Al Horford, I think you have something cooking. Especially if then D'Angelo Russell can even pop even more and actually become a 20-plus point guy, and he still has that potential. I think there's so much potential. It requires patience, yes, but I think it could be so dominant to really build this team from the ground up, to have 1, 2, 3, 4 young guys that all really have star potential, all really could average 20 points per game, each and every single one of them. Julius Randle, a little bit, I would say the least, only because he still has to fix some offensive issues before I say he can average 20, but definitely 16, 17, 18, definitely. Just next year, without Kobe, you take Kobe's shots, you distribute them among the Lakers. Julius Randle averages 16 points per game, no problem. And in the Luke Walton offense, D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, who's now being able to shoot threes, Brandon Ingram, who will feast. I think you're building something there, and I'm patient. I'm fine. I think there's so much value to that. I can't even explain it. And then if, let's say, the 76ers either don't take Ben Simmons because he doesn't want to go there or because they just like Brandon Ingram, the question now becomes, can Ben Simmons fit with Julius Randle? And I think yes. Now, they do have similar games, but only to a very, very small point. Like, okay, the only similarities between the two is this: they both play power forward, because Ben Simmons to me is a power forward. I mean, you could put him at small forward, but pretty much the guy's 6'10", 240. He's actually bigger than the average power forward in the NBA. He's a power forward. So he's a power forward, and Julius Randle plays power forward. But when you consider the fact that you have Luke Walton in as head coach, who coached the Golden State Warriors, the Warriors start Andrew Bogut, but they have Draymond Green out there the majority of the time playing center. I mean, a lot of the time he's out there and he's playing the center position. Why can't Ben Simmons do the same? Play the 5, right? But he's a 5 that actually has the ball and actually can dribble the ball, distribute the ball, whatnot. I think that's very valuable. Or you could trade Julius Randle. I think that's something you could also consider. I'm not in love with trading the pick. I'm a Laker fan. I'm not in love with it. I'm patient. Just let these guys build, because, man, you have 4 guys that all could average over 20 points per game feasibly, and none of them are busts at this point. Now, I mean, we'll see what Brandon Ingram does in the league, but D'Angelo Russell, he's a player. He's already averaged 13. With Kobe's shots, you take Kobe's shots, distribute them, he would have averaged 16. So he's not a bust. Julius Randle averaged 11. Take away Kobe's shots, average 14. He's not a bust. Jordan Clarkson, he's obviously really not a bust because he was taken in the second round, and the fact that he's producing as much as he is very, very good. So he's not a bust. So you have 3 definite players right now. I think Brandon Ingram is a 4th. Take your money, sign Al Horford, sign Hassan Whiteside. I think you have something. That's what I would do. And then quickly, Boston Celtics sitting at number 3. I don't think they're going to be at number 3. They have way too many picks, way too much currency. I think they couple these picks. I think they trade for Jahlil Okafor. I think the Sixers would love to have this third pick for Jahlil Okafor. The Sixers, they don't know what they're doing. So they'll take Ben Simmons. They'll sit here at number 3. They'll take Kris Dunn. And you know, there'll be some other picks coupled, like maybe next year's or maybe the 32nd or the 17th and all these random picks that the Celtics have throughout this draft. So I think that's the move. Look out for that. You heard it here first. Sixers trade for this pick. That's what I'm projecting. Not in this mock draft though. In this mock draft, I don't want to do trades. So, for now, assuming the Celtics stay there, I have them taking Buddy Hield. Dragan Bender is a possibility here. But I feel like Buddy Hield, they may go for an older player, more sure thing right now. But I still have to feel out what the Celtics are doing because not many rumors came out today. So I'll be on the lookout. My ears will be perking up for that. So again, full mock draft in the description box below. Take it, eat it, drink it, whatever you have to do with it. Enjoy it, whatever you do with it. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.